Good evening, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, children, everyone. Welcome to my channel. After a while, I found the time to uh, make a video on Hindustani classical music. Uh, the context of this video is Hindustani classical music. I will be sharing some details, basic details for our understanding, which I did not share earlier. Plus, I will be redescribing some of the elements pertaining to classical music that I have shared in my videos, but together combining I will be covering these topics in these videos. I had been busy with some work going on in my house, cupboard works and all. There are carpenters working in my house making cupboards, and also had been busy with shifting items and everything. So today I found some time to make a video and share with you people. So let me first start with the very basic word in music, sound, dhwani. So dhwani or sound, as we call it, what is it? It can be, dhwani is something which is sound basically which we perceive within our human frequency range. Anything, any sound, anything practically. Now, those sounds have got a wide range of frequencies that are not part of the classical music, that cannot make up, that cannot that do not form within classical music, that do not make up what makes up classical music, like any clattering sound, any clattering sound, any booming sound, barking sound, people screaming, shouting. They are also sounds, but they do not fall in classical music. They are random sounds. So those sounds which are pleasing to the ears, मधुर, जिसमें मधुरता हो, जिनके कोई गति हो, गति in the sense speed, a maintainable speed, नियमित रूप से जो आंदोलित हो, how a frequency moves, the x-axis and the y-axis, and how a sound wave fluctuates around the x-axis, forming a curve, right? I will upload the curve as a diagram at the end of this video. I will be uploading a diagram. But as you know, an y-axis, x-axis, and how from 0 coordinates, the curve of a sound wave goes up the x-axis and down. So crest and a trough, as you call it. It's a crest and a trough. So those frequencies which are pleasing to the ears make up for the nad, which have got a regular maintainable speed, fluctuates in a regular manner. Not there is no irregularity in that. That is what is nad. Nad is the basis upon which the swaras, the notes, the concept of notes have been built upon this nad, which the frequencies which are pleasing to the ears. Now, nad has got certain properties, like a nad can be also a sound like when we pluck a string, right? The sound produced. It fluctuates around the uh, x-axis and gradually it subsides. Okay, that is called as sthir, steady curve, steady nad. So two basic properties, there is a steadiness and there is a regular maintainable speed, that and pleasing to the ears, that those sound waves or those sound waves making up the sound, they are called nad. Now certain properties or characteristics of nad, like nad, there are frequencies which in Hindi we call Andolan Sankhya. Andolan means vibration, Sankhya number, frequency, they are numbers basically. We measure frequencies with hertz, right? Hertz is our unit to ascertain a frequency, whether it's a high or a low. Okay, so high or low, that is a characteristic. ऊंचाई नीचाई, एक स्वर से दूसरा स्वर कितना ऊंचा है? सा से रे. Re has got higher frequency than sa. Ga has got higher frequency than re. Ma has got higher frequency than sa, re, ga. So the concept of high frequency, low frequency, they make for a characteristic pertaining to nad. Another is pitch, you can say. That is, when you pluck a string, if you pluck it slightly, right, in any instrument, you pluck it gently and it is perceptible within a certain radius around you. कुछ दूर तक आपको वो सुनाई देगा, वो आवाज़, वो ध्वनि, वो नाद. ध्वनि में नाद वो आपको सुनाई देगा. That is, if it's plucked up slightly, but if you pluck up hard, it will produce a sound that is perceptible, that will be audible, maybe in the other room also, right? Greater radius surrounding you. So ये हो गया नाद का दूसरा प्रॉपर्टी, छोटा या बड़ापन, pitch, that is, right? How big or high, how big or small, how high or low, right? Big or small. So that makes up for the second property of nad. The third property is the timbre, the quality by which we distinguish the sound from one instrument from that played in another instrument. Like we can say the difference when the same note plays in a violin or in a guitar or in a keyboard, right? We percept, or in a harmonium or on a harmonium. So we percept that. So that difference, that is called a timbre of nad, right? So ये हो गया आपका नाद का जाति. It is called in Hindi jati. So that characterizes that is the third characteristic of a nad. Now amidst all the pleasing nad lies the swaras. Now before proceeding to swaras, there is one more concept which is shruti, right? Shruti, Shruti is something, anything pleasing to the ears. Okay, it can be a cuckoo bird singing, right? Any instrument playing. Okay, so these are shrutis. In plain, simple terms, anything we perceive in the perceptible to the ears as pleasing. Okay, now in an octave, right? There are octaves in classical music. Classical music, I will say, because octaves are present in both Western and Hindustani classical music, right? Octaves. It's all about octaves. The difference is that when we deal with Western music, we deal with multiple octaves together. In Hindustani classical music, in one instant of time, we deal with only one octave. That is uh, that is one person deals with only one octave. To bring out the aesthetic beauty, we may put 2-3 persons who can, one of them can perform in one octave and the other one performing on lower octave, the third one performing on higher octave in a synchronous manner. But the one human being is performing on only one octave in one instant of time. That is a big characteristic of a difference between Hindustani classical music and Western classical music. In Western classical music, we deal with chords, a chords set of notes that we play together. Simultaneously, one person is dealing with two octaves, right? With two hands. In terms of singing, one person will obviously sing in one octave at one instant of time. Okay, so back to classical Hindustani classical music. Talking about shrutis, right? So in one octave, out of so many nads, so many frequencies, there are certain perceptible, distinguishable frequencies. We can some frequencies that can be distinguished from one another, one touching upon the other so closely in nad. When we talk about nad in an octave, that we cannot make those minute differences distinguishing one from the other. We cannot bring that. But we, after with technology, of course, monitoring all the frequencies, we have categorized some 22 shrutis that are perceptible in an octave. Frequencies that are perceptible, and out of these 22 shrutis, the 12 svaras had been identified to be performed, honed, practiced, and to work with. 12 notes, out of which 7 notes are Shuddha, Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Dha Ni, and 4 notes are Komal, Re Ga Dha Ni, Rishabh, Gandhar, Dhaivat, Nishad. Right? 4 notes. And 1 note Tivra, that is Madhyam. Together they make the 12 notes. Out of the 22 shrutis, the most perceptible frequencies upon which we work, upon which we do all the compositions, all tans, andal, all kinds of work that we do on instruments or vocal. So this is the basic structure. Theoretical, no doubt. If you're giving examinations, you will be asked to elaborate on these topics, and you can consult any books. There will be very lengthy definitions. I shared these details to टू आपके मन में बिठाने के लिए, तस्वीर की तरह, ताकि आपको कभी भी समझने में कोई प्रॉब्लम ना आए. टू हेल्प यू अंडरस्टैंड द बेसिक पिक्चर ऑफ Hindustani classical music, I explained in layman terms. Okay, so once you picturize this, you can proceed with whatever work you want to do in music. Okay, so these were some basic details. In the next video I am covering another important concept that I have touched upon in other videos, that I have shared in other videos, but this video, the next video, that is to say, I am specially making on alankar, ornamentation, alankar. Okay, so take care everyone, stay safe and happy. Do subscribe to my channel and let me know if you face any doubts. I will try to clear them up. And do like my videos and share it amidst your friends and families. Take care everyone, stay safe and happy. Bye bye.